Monday. I just got kicked off of the live for whatever reason, but this is Manifesting Monday. If you are interested in manifesting your greatest life, listen to this live. I am also doing a 6-week manifestation course. If you are interested, would love to have you join the 6-week course. It's going to start the first week of February. I'm changing the date from end of January to the first week of February, just so we have a little bit more time. Thank you guys for rejoining if you were kicked off with me. Don't know why, but hi, we're back. But what we're talking about was when you change the way that you think about things, the things you think about change. We know that quote. That is the mind. When we think of, can you guys hear me? Am I frozen? When we think about things in a negative light, we have a negative outcome. When we think about things in a positive light, we have a positive outcome. Sounds easy, right? It's not, right? If we're programmed, if our subconscious mind is programmed to have constant negativity, it's difficult to all of a sudden think everything is great and sunshine and rainbows. When we are programmed to think of a person in a certain way, and they've been this way for a long time, it's very difficult to then see them as something else. Because with manifestation, you can change a person by seeing them differently. Because if you see them differently, they show up differently. Even though it can be very, very challenging. We can change our circumstances because when it comes to manifestation, circumstances don't matter is a quote by Neville Goddard. Circumstances don't matter. Why is that? Why is it that circumstances don't matter? How many people have been in this scenario where you got into a huge fight with somebody, you're dead to me, I'll never speak to you ever again. And then the next week, you're back together or you're talking again and everything is lovey-dovey and fine. Things can change so quickly. So that's why circumstances don't matter. No matter what it is, if you haven't spoken to a person in 5 years, 5 months, circumstances don't matter. We are both magnetic energy bubbles. Karen says, frequency matching matters. There are many times in life when you're just not on the same frequency as someone, and no matter how much you try, things don't come into alignment. But when you both get on that very same frequency is when you come back together. And maybe that's in a week. Maybe that's in a year. Maybe that's in 10 years. What is somebody asking? Oh. Do you believe in coincidences or universal energy? I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in universal energy because everything is energy. There really, to me, and everything that I've ever read, there aren't any coincidences. It's just the matching of energy. When you match an energy with someone or a scenario, there's nothing that can stop those two things from coming together because it's just an energetic match. Whether it's with money, whether it's with a job, whether it's with a new house, whatever it is, when you're in alignment with something, there's nothing that can stop it except for our own thoughts. No, this just isn't for me. Oh, I could never have that person. Yeah, the stock market's really bad right now. You know, it's just not the right time to buy a house. It wasn't meant to be. Everything is energy. So what we think about will grow and manifest. If you plant a rose garden and you're waiting for those roses to grow, and you're like, you know what? I really want sunflowers instead. I can guarantee you from the seed of a rose that a sunflower is not going to fucking bloom out of that garden. In the same way with life, if we're negative all the time, but I just want the right partner, I just want to get married, I just want to have this, I just want to have that. You're not an energetic match. So just as you planted a rose and you wanted a sunflower, you cannot expect to be in love when you feel loneliness, when you feel like you don't have it, when you feel like it's so far away, when you feel like you're just not lucky enough to be in love. It's not going to happen. I can guarantee you that. So if you can use that analogy and then look at your own thoughts and desires, are they in alignment with what you want? I know I'm going to get fired from this job. I know I'm going to get fired from this job. I really need this money. I really need this money. The universe can only give you more reasons why you need more money. So therefore, you're going to lose your job. You're not going to find the job of your dreams. How do we do that? We say, oh my God, I'm so grateful that I had the most amazing job. I love going to work every single day. We talked about this at my retreat. I think it was the last retreat that I did. Someone was asking about their job, and they were starting to read all Neville Goddard stuff and things like that. And he's like, but I just don't know what I want to do. Like, I just don't know what I really want. And I don't like what I'm doing every day. Like, I hate getting up every day and going to this job. And I said, all you have to do is affirm the opposite. Every day, think in your mind, oh my God, I love going to my job. I'm so excited to go to this job every day. Like, I have the dream job. This is amazing. And for one reason or another, you lose that job, or just a different opportunity that you really wanted comes up. And now all of a sudden you're living the life of having your dream job. If you're an energetic match to misery, the universe is going to continue to give you all things that make you miserable. If you're an energetic match to happiness and joy, things are going to happen all the time to you that bring you happiness and joy. Because why? You're an energetic match to happiness and joy. So many people don't have the things that they want because they don't match it energetically. And they think that misery loves company. Yeah, energy, match, right? Like, do you think a person that's miserable wants to hang around a person that's happy all the time and just has all the things that they want? You're probably going to annoy, that person is probably going to be annoyed by you because it's not a match for them. But do you think that they're going to be more content if they have a person in their life that also is miserable and has so many things to complain about? It's like, okay, we can finally talk about everybody negatively. We can finally talk about how bad life is. This is my person. But until you start to make that shift, you're going to continue to attract those type of people, and you'll be fine with it. But if you really want to change, those people are going to float out of your life, and you're going to start to bring in more people that are going to be like a mentor to you, or someone that you look up to. Someone that makes you feel good about yourself. It's not going to be like just, we're going to talk about small-minded things. People that want success, people that want happiness and love and all these things, they talk about things that bring them more happiness, love, and joy. Getting fired once brought me to the best job and the best people. I went from dark to light. And you manifested that. You were no longer an energetic match for that job. And now something better showed up because you allowed it to, even if you didn't realize you were doing it. Or maybe you consciously did that. So again, what one has done, all can do. There's nothing special about me or anyone else that consciously manifests their life. We just understand how energy works, and we just understand the laws of the universe and how that works. So if in this pretend New Year's not until, March or April? We can make all these New Year's resolutions. But unless we have the mindset to accompany that, we are not going to achieve the things that we want. For every single one of us, getting or attracting the things that we want should be effortless. But we're not taught how to manipulate energy. If that's one of the things that we were taught in school, it's how to manipulate energy, every one of us would have every single thing that we want, because we would know it's so easy to tap into that energy field. April 1st, thank you. It's so easy to tap into that energy field. And you don't even think about it like that. It just happens. Everything around us just happens because of our energy that we're emanating from us. We're not sitting there all day being like, oh, I hope something bad happens to me today. And it's like, oh, there you get in a car accident. It's just the energy that comes from you. If you're a negative person and you just give off negative energy all the time, there's nothing else that you can experience other than things that bring you more negative energy. It's all going to come together, Alpha, Omega. It will all come together if you have that mindset. Like, all things can come together for us so easily if we allow it to. But again, most of us block our blessings because we don't understand how it all works. So if we have a better understanding that okay, I realize, and I now have awareness, that my thoughts are driving what's happening in my exterior world. So what are my thoughts? What do I think all day? Do I go to a store and look at something and I say, oh, I can't afford that? And if that's a thought that you always have, can you say instead, everything is always provided for me. I am always provided with everything that I need. And we start to keep shifting in that energy and shifting in that energy and shifting in that energy. And then all of a sudden one day, like something really good happens to you and you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. And then all of a sudden all these other things that are good start to happen to you. And you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. And you realize it's because you shifted energy. You changed gears. You changed the channel. Your frequency is different. You're not listening to hip hop anymore. Now you're listening to classical music. You're changing the channel of everything. So if you change the channel of your life, everything else around you will begin to shift in your favor in the things in the way that you want it to. So if we understand that, when we have a New Year's resolution or whatever other bullshit we do, we just have to realize it's a shift in energy. I've been on a journey the last couple of years to heal my inner child, fear of travel, and getting sick. So again, it's affirming that I travel everywhere safely and I am abundantly healthy. Write it down, put it on the background of your phone so that your subconscious mind always sees these things all the time. I have a reminder on my phone every single hour. I am making X amount of dollars through blah, blah, blah. I'm currently in the middle of this channel change and oh my God, it's the greatest feeling. Love you. Thank you for spreading light. And you can feel it because you see the things changing. This is a job. Reprogramming the subconscious mind is a job. And then when you start a new job, maybe it's so hard. Like, oh my God, my new job is so hard. Like there's so much work to do. But then once you're in it, it gets easier. It gets lighter. It starts to be more fun. It's the same thing with reprogramming your subconscious mind. It's so hard. It's so hard to not think of negative things. It's so hard to stop this automatic thought thing that's happening all the time. But as time goes on, bean patch seeds should tell you right now, as time goes on, it becomes more natural. And then it becomes less difficult. And then it becomes like you don't even have to think about it anymore because now you just think that way instead of thinking this way. Yes, so hard, but so worth every second. It is. I had a poverty mindset for most of my life. I had a dancer's salary for my entire career. From when I was out of high school, I danced professionally. There's no money in that. There's no money in that. But I manifested that type of lifestyle from how I grew up, the things that I was hearing from, that my family would say. Go ask your father for money. Go ask your mother for money. I don't have it right now. How am I going to pay these bills? When you grow up listening to these things, it programs the mind to believe that life is hard. Money is difficult to make. So I manifested a career where money was hard, scarce, and very difficult to make because my body had to be in pain in order for me to make money. So I manifested these things. And then I realized one day when I was driving on PCH, I was listening to Jake Ducey, and this was like years ago. And he was repeating one of, now that I realize was one of Bob Proctor's quotes about money. I repeat this all the time, and then I forget. But I started to repeat that. I'm driving down PCH on the highway. In a Mercedes, which I manifested. I had no money, but I was like, you know what? I'm getting a Mercedes. So you need to figure it out right now how you're going to afford to have a Mercedes Benz. And so there was no talking me out of getting a brand new Mercedes Benz. I managed to get a Mercedes Benz, and then all of a sudden, all these other job opportunities, makeup jobs came up. Makeup jobs pay you way more than dancer money can ever pay you. So I was driving down the road, and every time I got in my car, I was just like starting to listen to things that would shift my mind. And I was just like, that's it. I'm buying this Mercedes. It was my first Mercedes. It was black. It had all the things that I want with like butter interior. It was beautiful. And I said, from this day forward, I will never have a car that's less than a Mercedes. And I never did. Because that is what the mindset shift was, is like that this is what I'm getting. I'm not talking myself out of anything. I can't afford, like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to go backwards. Now I'm gonna have to buy this car. There was no option of me not being able to afford. And I've honestly and truthfully never said those, oh, I can't afford that. Never in my life. Even when I had a scarcity mindset, I had too much pride to say that I couldn't afford something. And I would never say it. So when I hear people say it now, I'm just like, are you listening to what you're saying? You're literally speaking that into existence. I can't afford. I can't afford that. Come to dinner tonight. Oh, I can't afford that. I'm so broke right now. When I hear people say these things, my head literally blows off my shoulders, because it's so crazy to me. Like, you could just see people's everything just by hearing them speak. You know what they believe about themselves. Oh my God, no, I don't want to do that now. I'm too fat. Like, I want to lose weight first. They always wait for the perfect moment, and the perfect moment never comes. And then 30 years down the line, you're just like, you missed out on all these things because of the way that you think and the things that you believe. So when you are reprogramming the mind, notice we're casting spells on ourselves. Let me rephrase that. You can't reprogram your mind until you understand your thought process. Not your thought process, but your thoughts in general. What are the thoughts that dominate my day that I don't even realize that I'm thinking? If I see something really nice, I'm like, oh, must be nice. That right there, program. You're in a victim state. That other people can have nice things, I cannot. That's a program. Oh my God, that girl has such a nice body. Like, I'm so fat, I'll never look like that. Victim mindset. Oh my God, they're so in love. Like, I wish I could find somebody, but it's like online dating is so hard, and I can never like find the person that has all the qualities that I want. Victim mindset. I'm going to move to a new place because it's so hard to make friends here. Victim mindset. I would love to go, but my job's just not paying enough money. Like, I'm trying to, find another job where I'm making enough money. Victim mindset. Poverty mindset. So if you want to have the things that you want in life, those are the very thoughts that are stopping you from getting them. And yes, they've been there your entire life, but now it's your job, if you want to change your reality, is to change those thoughts. It is a full-time job at first. It is difficult at first. It is very challenging at first. You're going to find yourself ripping your hair out because you're like, why do the thoughts happen automatically. You don't even realize that they already happened until they already happened. But when you begin to reprogram your thoughts, those old thoughts will be less and less and less. So if you want to change your world that you live in currently, it's changing the thoughts. It's replacing the thoughts. Honest question. What if you really don't have the extra money to purchase something now because you're putting money away for something bigger? It's just affirming. So it's not saying like be reckless and just go spend all your money. That's not what I'm saying. It's embodying the state of have it as if you already have it. When you it's saying like, I'm always provided for. I have more money than I know what to do with. It's changing your mindset from thinking like, I really can't spend this extra money because I'm saving it for something better. That's still coming from scarcity. That's still a scarcity mindset because it means that you don't have enough for everything that you want. So to be abundant in all things, it's to think like, I'm always provided for. Money comes to me in avalanches of abundance from all different places through multiple sources on a continuous basis. That's Bob Proctor, like, not quote. So people that when we don't have what we want, just like when I was driving down PCH and I'm listening to Jake Ducey's thing and he's talking about the money mindset, and it's just getting into the habit of thinking wealth. And even in the Power of the Subconscious Mind book, I think it's in that one, he says just say wealth, wealth all day long. Wealth, 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 wealth. All day long. We're programming the mind to think differently. Because realistically, all day long, we're thinking I'm broke, poverty, poverty, poverty. Without even saying the words, we embody that energy. So it's embodying the energy of wealth. Becoming in that what you want to attract and be. Again, it's playing the part like you are an actor and actress. It's playing a part. So if you want your life to be as expansive as you want, we got to change the mindset and understand that if my energy changes, my reality changes. If I'm the kind of person that everywhere I go, someone's beeping their horn at me, someone's giving the finger to me, someone cuts me off in traffic, I stubbed my toe up the step today, and my whole day is constantly like this. The universe is just reflecting back to you what your energy is. Your energy is that I'm angry all the time. I have no control over myself. I'm not worthy of having great things. So bad things happen all the time. The world gives you more reason to be angry about all the time. So just think in terms of energy, even if you don't understand it, that if I paint a wall black, I'm like, well, I wanted the wall to be gold. The wall's going to be black. You painted it black. So if every day you're painting your whole universe black with all your dark bullshit, you can't have light. Why am I never happy? Why do bad things always happen to me? Because you paint your entire world black and you expect it to be white. If you give off the energy of darkness or negativity, your world's going to be painted dark and negative. But if you walk around and you give light, people are going to be attracted to that. When I walk around places, like, people always come up to me because I know the way that my energy is. But when I'm in a bad mood and I'm walking around, nobody approaches me because I have the energy that I will rip your face completely off of your body. I know how to do that, not because I'm doing it on purpose, but if I'm mad, nobody approaches me. A man doesn't say anything to me. The man doesn't try and compliment me. They know that my energy is blocked off. Don't speak to me. And I'm not that way. But if I am, people know I ain't fucking with her. But all the time my energy is open. So people feel that they can approach me. People feel the light. So again, it's knowing how to deal with your energy, knowing how to manipulate your energy so that you can get the things that you want. And there are times where you'll be in this process of changing your subconscious beliefs. And there will be days where you've been in this mood and you didn't even realize it because it's so natural to you. And when you're changing, these other things will feel so unnatural to you. You're like, oh my God, this is annoying. But then it'll start to change. And when it starts to change, it starts to feel more natural. So, hopefully that was helpful on our day of Manifesting Monday. Again, I'm doing a 6-week course that's starting the beginning of February. So if you want to, I'm not happy in my marriage, how would I approach this? The first question is, do you want to be in your marriage? Because if you do want to continue to be in your marriage, you have to shift your energy and you have to see your partner different than what they are. That might be one of the most difficult things that you can do. Okay, wait, let me see. Okay, you don't want to be in your marriage. Well, then I think you have the answer to that. Okay, so let's make this a little bit, we'll play with this a little bit. You can see yourself happily married. Or whatever it is. If you don't even want to be married, see yourself wherever it is. You see yourself on a beach just living your greatest life. Wherever your greatest life is, see yourself in that. That's how we shift from other things and we go into other timelines. Is like, just see yourself where you want to be. Don't think about how you're going to get a divorce. Don't think about how you're not going to be with a person anymore. See yourself where you want to be. What is your happiest? What it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, I'm living my dream life. See yourself there. And then everything else will fall into place or out of place. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes. Thank you. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. That's Bob Proctor. So again, I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. So again, if you're in a shitty situation, see yourself where you actually want to be. Don't think about the how is it going to happen. Oh my God, I've been in this job for 40 years. Like, how could I ever get out of this? See yourself where you want to be, and you'll be there. So I hope that you have an amazing Monday and that was helpful. And 6-week course, nourishmysoulretreats.org is where you can find information about the 6-week manifesting course. We'll get into a lot more deeper stuff than we do here. And I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. So have a beautiful Monday, and I will see you all this week.